so that your garden can grow even more abundant. Never thought I'd be talking about bag synergy in a game, because I mean, who doesn't love reaching inside of a bag and pulling things out of it? Sounds like so much fun. The only thing that's better is if it's slightly moist. Moist. Gardlings is a tile-laying push-your-luck game for 1 to 4 players. Actually, the rules say that you can play with up to 8 players or 12 players, or even 16 if you combine multiple copies of the game. Which should work pretty well theoretically, because a lot of the gameplay in this game is simultaneous, which, if you're familiar with the channel, I do like me a game with simultaneous play because it cuts way down on downtime between players' turns. And nothing's worse than sitting at the table just waiting for someone to have a long, drawn-out turn. But all players will start the game with very similar hands of tiles in their bags. There will be 4 single gnome tiles, 2 double gnome tiles, and 2 of what they call the pity pig tiles. And those tiles do live up to their name, they kinda suck. But players will take all of those tiles and put them into their bag. They will try to mix those tiles the best they can inside their bag, and they will pull them out one at a time. Now, players thematically are building a garden, and you're building a garden in order to try to harvest gems. Basically, that means that you're drawing tiles, trying to match gems on the tiles. And when you place the tiles, they have to make sense. Like a yellow gem has to touch a yellow gem, or a blue gem touch a blue gem. Or if there's no gem there, then you can't have half of a red gem just chilling out there. Duh. And at any time, a player can choose to stop. And when they stop, they will count up their completed gems, and then they may purchase some of these additional and likely better tiles to add to their bag. Because at the end of a round, the players will take all the tiles that they laid and put them back in their bag and shuffle them up and rinse and repeat. Now, should a player draw their 6th gnome, they bust. They don't get to play that tile, and they will lose some of their gems. So you really don't want that to happen. And the whole goal of the game is to have a turn in which you complete 20 gems. Unless by chance you're playing the short game, the goal is to get 17 gems. But when a player does that, they purchase the victory tile and they win the game. And it is quite likely that multiple players could have 17 or 20 gems respectively on the same turn. And should players agree to stop, then neither of them can purchase the victory tile and you play another round. But that never happens, because what always happens is if multiple players have 17 or 20 gems, they will look at each other and go, well, I'm going to draw another tile. And then they draw another tile, and then they get 18 gems. And then the other person goes, well, let me count my tiles. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, I got 4 tiles. Only one of them can make me bust, right? So that's only a 25% chance. I might as well take it. Those are great odds. I'm not going to let you win. I'm going to draw... Drew the tile that makes me bust. You won. Every time. It's actually quite funny, and the game's a lot of fun. I'd like to pause for just a moment and mention that this review copy was provided by the publisher. However, the thoughts and ideas expressed in this video are my own. And Harley Quinn here thinks that you should click that subscribe button. Right, Harley dog? Right. Root. You need a bath. I guess I could use a bath too. But in addition to just completing some of these gems, some of the tiles do have special effects. For instance, the dragon, it lets you ignore one of your gnomes. So if you draw a 6th gnome, you don't actually bust if you have 3 dragon tiles out on your garden. And most of the time when placing these tiles, you can't move them unless the tile happens to be one of the unicorn tiles. The unicorn tile allows you to move the unicorn tile if later on you find it's not in its optimal position. And this weird ostrich bird looking tile thing here, this one has some gems that are wild, so you can match them with any color combination of gems, which the flexibility on those is totally awesome and can help you greatly to get to that goal of 17 or 20 gems. And there's also like this farmer cat here that just has 3 gems clustered together. And if you could sandwich 2 of those, it's an easy 3 gems completed. And there's a couple small additional rules, like if you have 3 pity pigs visible in your garden, you do gain a coin. And you can use those coins to purchase higher grade tiles. So say I only had maybe 9 completed gems, I could spend a coin to bump it up to 10 to purchase one of these better tiles. And you do set coins next to some of the stacks during setup because the first player to buy from those stacks will gain that coin. Now say that you did bust or you just didn't do very well. If you have less than 4 completed gems, you will have to take a pity pig because you do have to add a tile to your bag after every turn. And the pity pigs, you just don't really want them. They're not that great. They only have 3 out of the 6 slots filled with gems. So you end up with these pity pigs that just suck. But that gives you a coin though when you get a pity pig. Well, let's see an example of a turn. So I randomly draw one out of this bag. Oh, we start off with a pity pig. That totally sucks balls. Go ahead and set that there. Draw another one. What do we have here? Ooh, a 10, that's a good one. This is that bird that has the wild sides on it, which are pretty cool because they can match anything. So let's go ahead and just match that wild with the yellow on the bottom of that pity pig there. And we'll draw another one here. Oh, we got a gnome. Let's see, we can put him, oh, I don't know. We'll put this gnome here like that. So currently we have 1, 2 completed gems. Draw another one. What do we have here? Oh, we have that cat with the big chunks of 3 gems on the sides. Let's go ahead and put that one here. We'll match up those doubles. So that gives us 2, 3, 4 gems so far, and only 1 gnome. So we're doing okay on that one. Oh, drew another gnome. Uh-oh. Where do we want to put him? We got this blue and greens here, won't match up. Let's just go ahead and have this one sprout out here. Now, under one of the advanced rules that you can play with and add to the game, should you ever complete a area, like a hole in your garden, that hole is a pond and gives you a coin. So that's an advanced rule that we always play with, and it says that you can add any number of the advanced rules. We got another gnome here, so we're starting to get quite a few of these gnomes. Where's the space for this? There really isn't a great space for this one. Man, that's tough trouble. Well, I could put this, let's put this down here because yellow matches and then there's that wild. So I guess it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 gems. So 7 is one of the thresholds. Maybe I could stop. Oh, so we got here another gnome. Let's see. We got green and yellow, blue and yellow. Maybe we'll just put that one. Well, that's kind of tough. We'll just go ahead and put this one off to the side over here. Now, see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 gnomes so far. So if we drew a 6th, we bust. And remember, you only have 4 single gnomes and you have 2 double gnomes. So if I draw one of the double gnomes, I bust and I don't get as many gems as I would normally. Under the normal rules, you lose 3 gems. Under the advanced rules, you lose half your gems. So in this case, I may want to count my tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5 in there. So my odds are I won't bust. So let's go ahead and see what happens. Crap, I bust. So I don't get to place this tile because it's the one that would make me bust. And under the base or the normal game rules, I lose 3 gems. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 gems. So I lose 3, so I only have 5 gems to purchase. And that's Gardlings in a nutshell. To be honest, the overall aesthetic, the art is nice. Don't get me wrong. The overall aesthetic of this though doesn't really get me that excited. And actually when the publisher reached out and was mentioning some of their games that they have coming up and which ones I would be interested in covering, this one really wasn't the top on my list, to be honest, until I saw that it was a push your luck bag building game. Now those words combined in a sentence do perk my interest quite a bit because I love bag/deck building games. The thought of drafting tiles out of your own bag and arranging them sounded kind of interesting. So despite the kind of turnoff from the cover art, which it's not the art, it's not that it's bad, it just didn't look like a game that would grab my attention and keep it for very long. But I could not have been any more wrong on this one. I absolutely adore this game. It's easy to teach. There's little to no downtime, which I know sometimes I complain about simultaneous play because there isn't a whole lot of player interaction. However, in this game, it doesn't bother me for whatever reason. All the players are kind of drawing out of their bag, building their own thing. You may look over and see how someone else is doing. And normally you don't really care what other players are doing. There are a couple instances in which you do. One of them is when it comes to purchasing the tiles, because that one weird token thing with a reminder of what stuff does on it, that is like an active or the start player token. When that player is done going clockwise from them, that's how the purchasing of the tiles works out. So you may see that a player has maybe 7 gems and you know that they're going to take a really tasty gem that's on top, and you know that you're not going to get a chance to purchase it, but you're already at 8 or 9 gems. So maybe you'll go ahead and push your luck to try to get to that 10 gem threshold. So that's one time that you do care what other players are doing. And the other time that you do care is when a player meets the criteria to win the game, getting that 17th or 20th gem. Then it's kind of funny because all of a sudden now all the other players at the table are willing to push their luck. Like, well, all right, I got 5 gnomes out and 1 more gnome is gonna bust me, and I know 3 more gnomes in my bag and then only like 2 more tiles that aren't gnomes. But all of a sudden, you know, big risk taker, and now I'm gonna push my luck and hopefully draw and get that win criteria. And then if you do, then it's kind of funny. Then the other player's like, well, I'm not really trying to share the victory or postpone the victory for us to play another round, so I'm gonna go ahead and push my luck then. And then it kind of becomes this thing where 2 players are just pushing their luck back and forth until one of them eventually busts while the other takes the victory. But with that being said, the game is only about 20 to 30 minutes, so there's not really any bad feelings when a victory is obtained that way. Players just kind of laugh and go, oh shoot, you know, man, I thought I had it, thought I had you. And then you reset your bags to the beginning and you play again, because it is very fun and it's fast, it's colorful. And then the more you play it too, you kind of start thinking about like a bag inventory or your bag synergy. You know, you might be thinking, I know that I have a tile that has, you know, double pink gems on the end of it. So maybe I want to get another piece that will correspond with that. Or I know that I got a lot of blue-green sides on tiles. And so I want to make sure I lay out my tiles in a way that will accommodate a blue-green and not a green-blue. Or maybe you got a corner of a tile that you know has 2 adjacent corners that are yellow gems. So you try to build your garden to accommodate those specific tiles when you draw them. And you may use that knowledge too when purchasing new tiles. So you can kind of make the game as deep as you want to make it. You can have plenty of fun just whimsically drawing tiles out of your bag and putting them out the best that you can. Or you can be a total tryhard like I am sometimes at this game and try to buy the right tiles even though they might not seem like they're the best ones to the other players, but knowing what you know that you have in your bag, they will fit really well together. It's just a lot of fun. So I know I've been gushing over this game and I want to try to think of something bad to say about it. And to be honest, I can't really think of anything bad to say about it other than it's gotten so much play that some of the tiles are, some of the bags feel like maybe those players who have had those bags maybe should have washed their hands prior to playing, but no worse than Quacks or any other bag game where you're drawing tiles or tokens out of a bag. I would love some expansions. Holy cow, this game would be so much fun with even more content. But anyways, that is Gardlings. I'm gonna give this one a 4.5 out of 5. I have really enjoyed this game so much. It's a great way to end a game night. It also makes a great filler between heavier games or when you're waiting on people to show up. Absolutely love this one. This one is getting the Beard Stroke of Excellence, I guess. I don't know, that's the thing I just thought of just now. Why not? Beard approved. Love this one. Definitely check it out. That is Gardlings. Cleverly build your garden. Harvest gems and enrich your seed bag with new amazing creatures so that your garden can grow even more abundant.